WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Good morning, everybody. I love when I can open up and congratulate you guys for doing the best thing, for making it to Friday. Good morning. Thanks for joining me on 2 News Now on this. I've said frigid on this, but I think frigid, because of the way we woke up, deserves a double wow.
Okay.
This frigid Friday. It is Friday, December 12th. I'm your host, Alexis Bellamy, and look who's back. 2 News anchor Caleb Michael.
Pleasure to be here. About the turtleneck today. Felt very apropos with the weather outside.
There is nothing else that could have been more appropriate with the way things looked when, I don't know what things looked like when you woke up early this morning, but when I got up.
It's dark.
Yeah, but it was also just white everywhere, just covered. And with that being said, before we get to your top 5 stories of the day and our very special interview, we are kicking things off with a look outside. 2 News meteorologist Melissa Barrington is here to break down what's going on outside. So, Melissa, I want to do this a little bit differently with you. I want to just ask about the weather system moving in. What do we need to know? So I want to know a winter weather watch. What is that, and how many of us are going to be under it?
As you can see on this winter weather map here, so the storm system is actually coming down from the northern plains. So you see where it's shaded there in pink and purple around Billings and Rapid City down towards Omaha. That's where the storm's coming from. Now, as we zoom in here to the Ohio Valley, you can see that there's a gap between Illinois and Indiana that'll probably get filled in later today as the National Weather Service fills out additional watches and warnings. But I don't want you to be fooled here by looking at this. Basically, I-70 South is under a winter storm watch, and it goes into effect tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and it continues until Sunday morning. But just because there's only a portion of the Miami Valley that is under a winter storm watch doesn't mean that everybody's not going to get snow. So keep that in mind. Everybody's going to get snow out of this one.
Okay, so today we need to be weather aware. What time should we expect the storm to move in? Kind of the track of the storm at this time.
Right. So this storm system right now looks like it's going to make late morning, early afternoon. So if you're in our western counties, for example, I would say probably around 11, 12. If you're in our eastern counties, probably 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So that's kind of the start of when everything's going to happen. Then it goes downhill from there.
And that's, okay, so downhill. So when can we expect the downhillness to end? When will this wrap up, please, Melissa?
Sunday morning. Sunday morning.
And something else, like, so pink means that winter weather. And I usually like seeing pink, but I shouldn't like seeing it when it comes to your map. Okay.
You don't want to see pink with this system, because that, means that there's going to be impending weather. And this system looks like it might actually be more impactful and a medium to high impact for us. And this storm system looks like it's going right through the Miami Valley. Unlike the storm system that we saw this morning. That one went well to our south, and it was kind of leaning towards that yesterday. This one looks like it's got a bullseye right on us.
Look at those snow totals right there predicted.
Yeah.
That's enough where when you step down, the shoe might go away for a second.
Right. And the one thing that we talk about in weather is the snow ratios to water equivalent. And so a lot of times we generally use a general rule of thumb of 10 to 1 water equivalent, meaning that like a tenth of an inch or so is going to give us basically an inch of snow. So we're looking at higher snow ratios for this storm. So because of that, there's possibly going to be some areas that pick up as much as 7 inches of snow. So this is going to be impactful.
And that was going to be my next question, is on a scale of 1 to 10, I guess, how impactful will this be for our areas if we had to put a number on it?
I would say like a 7, maybe even an 8, because tomorrow, not only are we dealing with the snow, but I mean, we're going to deal with the wind, and we're also going to be dealing with cold. This is coming with an Arctic front, and a lot of times when you get those Arctic fronts, you don't get the moisture associated with it. This is a 1-2 punch for us, and it's going to be both Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday we get the snow, Sunday we get the cold.
So if you can stay inside in the warmth this weekend, I want to do that. If you're like me and part of the Ball Coalition of brothers out there, get the beanies out, get
maybe
the turtlenecks. Get the scarves, the gloves, get all the
everything.
things. Just be prepared.
Double up on the beanies.
Yeah, and I would say Saturday evening, like a lot of folks maybe have holiday parties or other events going on. It's coming up here. I would say Saturday evening is going to be very rough.
Okay.
Travel-wise is going to be rough on Saturday evening.
All right, Melissa, thanks for the update. Be sure to get that Storm Team 2 weather app as well, stay up to date on everything. Now, something to be cautious of if you're on the roads. ODOT is once again urging drivers to be extra careful on the roads during this weather event. 11 plows have already been hit so far this season alone. That's a big jump because last season in December, not a single ODOT plowed truck was hit. Officials say it is important to remember to not drive distracted, never underestimate the power of a plow. Also, no matter the amount of forecasted snow, just be safe out there, take it slow, leave a safe distance between you and the crews that are doing their jobs.
And time to look ahead to the big day. So excited. A WNBA star who is also happens to be an Ohio native is back home for the holidays. A very exciting interview for you guys today. This morning, we're joined by Chicago Sky forward and Kettering Fairmont High School 5-star recruit, Maddie Westbeld. Maddie, good morning and welcome home.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you here. So you do have a big day ahead of you, and that's what we want to talk about for a little bit. You are returning to your old stomping grounds in just a little while. Tell us about what's happening at Prass Elementary today.
Yeah, I'm coming back, just doing a more sort of a panel in front of the school and some of the people of the district, administrators. And it's really important to me to be able to give back while I'm home and just, use my platform. I think it's a blessing to be able to have this platform. And so to give it back in the city that raised me and the people who have brought me here and, have my village here, it really means a lot to me. I think it's an obligation of mine to give back.
I'm sure it does. That's awesome to hear. Maddie, I'm curious, whenever you come back and, kids ask you questions, what's one thing you want them to take away when you're able to, speak to them?
Yeah, I mean, just have joy. And I think really pursue your curiosity and whatever you are passionate in, whatever you kind of pulls on your heartstrings. Just pursue your curiosity and never take the joy away from what you're doing.
So we know that you are going to Prass today. So what are you doing with the rest of your time here at home? What else is going on with you for the holidays?
Yeah, I've just been home, enjoying some time with my family, some good TLC. I'm home working out with my trainers, working out with, physical therapists, trying to get my body right, my mind right. But it really means a lot to me to be able to be home and be with my family. One of the first holidays that I've had home. So I'm really blessed to be able to be here and trying to cherish all of it.
All right, Maddie, we love seeing you on the court doing your thing. Glad to see you back safe for the holidays. And we appreciate you taking the time today as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right, we are moving on to your top stories now. 2 people were treated for non-life-threatening injuries after they were shot at a bar in Jefferson Township. Now, we know that happened shortly after 2 o'clock this morning. Authorities say that the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to Napoleon's on report of a person being shot. Deputies then located 2 men who had been injured. The Montgomery County Special Investigations Unit is continuing to look into the matter.
An update to a story we've been following for some time. The Ohio Department of Children and Youth has finalized the child fatality report for the Herschel Creechbaum case. In the 19-page review, 4 non-compliances were found in Clark County, 1 in Montgomery County. Now, the investigation found that Clark County caseworkers never attempted to interview the mother's boyfriend, who we now know was arrested in relation to Herschel's death and is facing charges. They also didn't make a face-to-face contact visit in accordance with state code. Safety assessments were also not documented by the mandated deadline. Meantime, a report over in Montgomery County that launched a second investigation for the case, but it wasn't completed with a waiver by the end of it. State Representative Phil Plummer is working on his final draft of a new bill that will prevent these kind of situations from happening to children through the system. Both Herschel's mother and her boyfriend will be back in court early next year for a decision on suppressing evidence in their case.
And we've learned Ohio lawmakers have approved Senate Bill 56 this morning. It's set to make sweeping changes to marijuana laws all across the state. The bill now heads to Governor DeWine's desk. Now, this was first introduced back in February by Tipp City Representative Steve Huffman. The bill makes changes to Issue 2, and that actually passed back in 2023, and that allowed recreational marijuana to be used and sold. These changes include prohibiting bringing legally purchased marijuana from out of state to Ohio and adding penalties to those improper storage of cannabis-related products. It also would distribute millions of tax dollars to communities that have dispensaries already in them, translating to around $48 million in 2026 and $49 million in potentially 2027. Senate Bill 56 also bans the sale of products statewide, which is something that the Ohio Cannabis Coalition says was necessary to protect children. We know that is really the focus of these types of bills, that when we see them come across the desk, is to look after the youth and the minors and the people who probably should not be getting their hands on these things in the first place.
A third man has been charged in the case of a woman found dead in a tote in August. This is 44-year-old Walter Wade. He's been charged with abuse of a corpse and tampering with evidence. He's expected in court in Butler County on December 18th. Now, these charges come from an investigation into the body of Brittany Storms, who was found sealed in a tote in Montgomery County. The two other men, Rick Shepard and James Rothenbush, are also facing charges. The trials are expected to begin early next year.
And finally, new this morning, the updates, you guys, they're still rolling in 2 days after the firing and the detainment of Michigan football coach Sharon Moore. I know Caleb has so much, I don't know what to say, but maybe thoughts on this story. But we've learned this morning that Moore is expected to be arraigned later today pending formal criminal charges associated with an assault investigation conducted by the Pittsfield Township Police. Moore was fired on Wednesday over an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, we know that part, and later detained by police in an assault investigation. Michigan announced Moore's firing just minutes after the police reported that Moore had been detained following a call about an alleged assault. He remains in custody as of today. Caleb, any thoughts?
We're just going to wait for the arraignment today. There's a lot of cells to come out about this story, though.
Yeah.
You see so many things online, and you don't know what is true versus what's not true, that it's not coming from an official channel. So we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll look forward to that. And we're also looking forward to this morning's React to That Question. My energy just changed entirely talking about this. Less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, you're in the holiday spirit, you're listening to the music, wearing the ugly sweaters. What are you watching on TV? Is it a real Christmas movie? Is it Die Hard? And is Die Hard a real Christmas movie?
It's not.
That's the question. Okay.
Do you think it is?
It's not a Christmas movie.
Thank
guys.
you.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
I was concerned you were going to say the other way. We've
No.
had some people in the newsroom.
We do.
I see some
It's
heads shaking
tense
over
right
here.
next to me. My
some
director
eyes
disagrees,
are coming my way right
producer
now.
disagrees. But we were going to hear from you guys. So we know how we feel here in the newsroom. It's actually very split. Caleb's right about that. So scan that QR code. Get in on the conversation. Side with Caleb and I. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. We want to hear from you guys.
All right, 11:12 right now. Police officers hurt after a crash near the Dayton Mall. This happened about 8 o'clock last night at the intersection of North Springboro Pike and Miamisburg Centerville Road. We're getting a look at the scene here now. Investigators say 3 vehicles were involved, including a Miami Township police cruiser. OSP told our crews the officer had minor injuries. We're now working to learn what caused that crash.
Turning now to a short break. When we get back, we have a longer look at weather, explaining everything you guys need to know before that winter system moves our way. And more news. Don't go away. We got to react to that question.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back with one of the best parts of the show. I almost got a little bit too excited. We are looking ahead. We've got that countdown to the 2026 Winter Olympics, everyone. A beautiful view. I love showing this. We're showing you the host city right now. The countdown is at 57 days. Here's our Olympic cam showing you downtown Milan, that host city where the games will be played. We know 57 days to go. That torch will be lit on February 6th and will stay lit until the 22nd. And don't forget, you guys, when the games do come up in February, you can watch them right here on WDTN. Best place to see them. But speaking of the Olympics, we're staying with this. Listen to this. Or speaking of sporting, I guess I should say. The queen of downhill skiing is well and truly back at age 41. She's faster than the rest. Lindsey Vonn raced to a stunningly fast win in a World Cup downhill at St. Moritz today to earn her first victory in nearly 8 years. And it's her first in her comeback with titanium implants in her right knee after a 5-year retirement. Good for her. She came back and won in a huge way. You watch skiing, Caleb?
No, I don't, but
I know who Lindsey
Vonn
Vonn
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsey Vonn is the GOAT.
Yes. So
I'm
congrats
sure
to her.
when she went on her retirement, people said, all right,
Good.
we're
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. We can get in there. So congrats to her. And she looks great doing it. All right. So now, speaking of all of the things that you can probably do in the snow, we're taking another look at that 2 News forecast because we have some of that coming our way, but hopefully it won't be enough to ski in, Melissa. Or
Yes, it will. In fact, the ski resorts have opened.
They're
All
open.
three
Opened.
ski resorts in the area are open as of today. So that's some good news for those fans who like the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's a good combination of things because, they're creating the snow, but then the snow's going to come down. Sounds like the totals tomorrow will really help, too, kick the season off well.
Yeah, now skiing tomorrow does not look like it'll be a great day to do that just because of the traveling, but folks will be happy to have the snow, I'm sure.
Okay.
So let's take a look here first at what we have for the rest of today. The rest of today is actually okay. We're looking at spotty flurries, 29 degrees outside right now. We're expecting a high of 32, cloudy and cold tonight, but it's tomorrow. The snow is going to develop, and we're expecting those accumulations to occur. So that's what we're keeping an eye on here. Here's a look at live Doppler 2HD. There still could be a few flurries out there from time to time or a snow shower that's too light to be detected by radar, but you know what? Overall, we're expecting a quiet day. Future track here. This is what we're keeping an eye on. Tonight, no problems. Early tomorrow morning, really no problems. But here we go into Saturday late afternoon or morning into the afternoon hours. Here comes the storm system. Yep, look at that.
Can't take my eyes off it.
It's not often I feel like we see the snow cover pretty much the entirety of the Miami Valley. You might have, above
spots.
I-70, below I-70 kind of a thing.
Yep. But that's what the point is of all of this. This system is bullseyeing the entire Miami Valley. So whether you're north, south, whether you're in the watch or not, and the criteria for the watch are different between north of I-70 and south of I-70. So that's why, like south of I-70, you're under a winter storm watch, where north of I-70, the criteria is a little bit different. So that's why you're not under a winter storm watch to the north. So this system is going to affect us all tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow evening. Many locations could pick up 1 to 4 inches before tomorrow evening, and then the rest of it comes in tomorrow night. So everybody's going to get impacted by this storm. 4 to 6 inches across much of the Miami Valley, isolated 7-inch amounts. Our far northern county, which a lot of times gets more snow, but in this event, they're looking at 1 to 3 inches. Same thing down towards Cincinnati. So we are in the heart of this particular storm system. Then we get a 1-2 punch. Here we go. We get the snow on Saturday. And if you think, Alexis, I know you've been talking about it's cold outside, but here comes Sunday.
You have no idea.
I'm not ready. So I'm really not ready actively.
Right. So Sunday is the bitterly cold air. And along with that, we're also looking at gusty winds. Saturday, we might be dealing even with whiteout conditions at times. It's going to be difficult travel Saturday night. Sunday, the cold air comes in. We're looking at a high of 14 after a morning low Sunday morning of 4. That's not even record territory, but wind chills will be 0 to minus 15. So this is bitterly cold, especially for this time of the year. And the cold air lasts another day. It's going to affect Monday morning.
Melissa, sorry, I was just going to ask, is this record-breaking cold? Like, what kind of cold is
So
this?
the record on Sunday morning is 15 below, set back in 1898.
Wow.
The record for Monday is minus 10, set back in 1901. So we're still off.
Perspective is key on this one.
Perspective
Doesn't
is
it-
That's
key.
why I ask.
Yeah.
I need to know what I'm up against.
Right. But even so, with a morning low of 0 on Monday, we're probably going to get either school delays for sure, if not cancellations because of the bitter cold. Even though Monday's afternoon high temperature is going to be like low 20s, just having those kids out at the bus stop Monday morning is probably going to be a little too much for some folks. Here's a look at the wind chills. So watch this, okay? So Friday, we're looking at wind chills in the 20s, okay? Not a big deal. By Saturday, our wind chills are dropping into the teens. And then here we go. By Sunday morning, we're looking at single digits to teens below 0. So this is really going to be brutally cold Sunday morning, especially after having fresh snow on the ground. And those wind chills will continue through Monday morning. And, the Bengals are playing on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to bundle up for that. I mean, I don't even know if you can even stay
Bundle up
warm.
to
You
stay
know the
the
wind chill is
least.
low when we're a couple degrees off from Chicago.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that
exactly.
says a lot.
Exactly. So, if you're going to that game, you're going to need the snowsuit, the boots, and the hand and the feet warmers
What
for that
don't you
game.
need at this point?
Exactly. So it's going to be rough. But in the meantime, today's your day to do the preparations.
Okay. Get the food. Get
That's what I need to do.
That's what Caleb's doing. He's already started.
Go to Costco after this if you see me there.
So some spotty flurries this afternoon, 32 degrees, cloudy skies. No problems really today. We saw a little bit of snow earlier today, but that's pretty much over with. Tonight, cloudy skies, cold. If you're going to check out some holiday lights, tonight's fine to do that. Tomorrow morning is when it's still a little bit, you have a little time here for some preparation, but that snow develops late morning. We do have that winter storm watch for portions of the Miami Valley. It's basically south of I-70. 1 to 4 inches by the evening. Temperatures will be dropping during the day, and it will be gusty. We could potentially even have whiteout conditions, and the road crews are going to have trouble keeping up with this snow as it gets heavy in the afternoon. Then on Sunday, we switch over from the snow to the cold, high of 14. And then Monday morning, we're looking at a morning low of 0. But the crazy thing with all of this is that next week we see a rapid warm up, and by Thursday, look at that, 53 degrees. However, on the flip side of that, it's going to be milder, but it's going to be windy, and we're looking at a big storm coming through that's going to bring in rain and wind. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles an hour if it holds true.
Yeah, it'll wash the snow away. But Alexis, this is why people say when you move to Ohio, if you don't like the weather, it's okay. Just wait a week. And things will be fine.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, well, now you know. You can see it on the 7-day.
I'll tell you what, even after this Thursday high of 53, we are looking later on. There's been hints of some significantly warmer air as we get closer to Christmas. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but it's definitely been showing up in the models, and just the exact timing of it is still out there, but we got to get through this weekend and Monday.
To say the least. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
For that.
All right. Well, like Melissa kind of touched on, some of the resorts are starting to open up. And if you're not a fan, like Alexis, may not be. The drop in temperatures is great for ski, snowboarding, and tubing enthusiasts. Snow Trails in Mansfield says early snowmaking mixed with natural snow makes a great base for the slopes. They've been taking advantage of the temperatures at night to get ready for their season opener. That was on Thursday. Snowboarders and skiers who have been waiting months to get back on the slopes showed up early. If Mother Nature does allow, the average season for the slopes is about 90 days. If you have not been mad at River Mountain, Alexis, it's definitely worth the trip.
There's so much stuff that I need to do, but now I'm almost terrified to do it with the way the weather looks outside.
You just got to brave the elements sometimes.
I'm not that brave. Not that brave. But Toys for Tots in 2 Miami Valley counties have an urgent need for donations, you guys. The organizations in Butler and in Warren counties are speaking up. They're in need of gift donations, especially in that 6+ age range, you guys. That's really important. You can gift items like hygiene products, toys, or even monetary donations. There's also an Amazon wish list to make the process even easier. For more information on how you can help out, visit our website at WDTN and just find this story. Go and donate, you guys. We are going to take a quick break. When we get back, react to that responses. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Side with me and Caleb, or tell us how you feel. We'll be right back. We are getting to those react to that responses. The most controversial holiday question, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? We want to hear from you guys. You already know how Caleb and I feel. Let's get into these comments. Ron says, the whole thing happens because of a Christmas party. Ron, that's literally been the attitude of my producer and my director. That's all they say, is this happens at a Christmas party. I don't know if that's enough.
Okay, go to the next one.
Okay, Peyton says, yes, there are 2 criteria for a film to be a Christmas film. Have most of the story take place at Christmas. C1.
C number 1.
Okay, so that's one. We'll take that. And finally, John simply says, nope.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
John knows ball.
Yeah, I did ask to explain, but we don't need that explanation.
No, what's understood doesn't need to be explained.
Nope. We are looking ahead now to what is coming up in a living Dayton. Grace is here to tell us about who is in the kitchen and what we can do tonight.
Yeah, so the nude bar, also known as the Noodle Bar at the Silos, is going to be in the kitchen. They're going to be making some cozy ramen favorites because it is cold outside. We are expecting that snow this weekend. So we're going to be talking about that. Plus, Deck the Diamond is still happening, and we're going to be talking about all the festive holiday treats that you can enjoy there as well.
Perfect. We need something to hold on to in this cold weather. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Caleb, Michael, for joining me this morning on 2 News Now. I'm Alexis Bellamy. You guys, please stay safe and warm this weekend. We'll see you on Monday.